Vermouth, and they also close it up strong with a Bane. And to answer Eterna and LaFell's question, it is indeed Quantum Charge. So Chokes here is building the Bane properly. And I'm wondering if it's going to be physical. Likely should be, given the kind of lineup that they have. A lot of magic damage on Vermouth, a lot of magic damage on Yinhuai, which is, again, a big matchup between these two gold laners, Yinhuai and the ever-charming Fa Fao. Fa Fao, I think, you know what? I gotta say, LaFell downplayed how important Fa Fao is.
Yeah, maybe he was being modest. Maybe he was being, you know, he didn't want to show all the cards here, because of course he's going to know a lot about GGHG here. And one thing too to know, while you know they kind of get situated, is Fa Fao, I believe she idolizes, she mentioned that she really idolizes Benny Cutie.
That's right.
Right? She looks up to that playstyle, and one day she would hope to, you know, I'm not sure if that'll ever happen, but if she wants to be able to go and match up in the lane against, I believe it's Benny Cutie and even like Sasa or Saksa.
She's playing on the same stage Benny did about a week ago.
Yeah.
So this is already on her way to fulfilling her dreams. Huge population of heroes up top here. That's 4 members from GGHG rotating towards the turtle. And this is impressive coming in from TLG. I gotta say, because the level of discipline that they have for a team as new as a developing team could be from a region like China shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, I think we got a glimpse of that already, like the nature of that back even in MSC, right? With China just in general throughout the wildcards in this, but looks like they're going to battle out for the turtle here. I'm not sure if they're going to get much of room to move from.
Whoa, the Crimson Beacon helps him get into the fight. First blood drawn by Vermouth. Chokes gets one. The turtle taken down. Quinn as well. Ash, can she get away? No! That's what a Bane does! That's what a Bane does! Kinzaki, though, traded out for off-camera. But I gotta say, wow, TLG coming in like a huge tidal wave!
I was gonna say, they are rising here. This title is going for it. This was great placement for this objective. Look at the deadliest catch timing, too. I know that. I know you're smiling. I know you're happy.
That's a slam dunk.
That
Coach Leo appreciates.
Coach Leo appreciates it because, hey man, look at that! Look, already getting themselves a good lead here early on, and this is something we don't often see, right? We don't often see a Bane versus an Alpha matchup in the jungle.
But I think this is the natural progression. We'll talk about it in just a bit. Chi here gets caught one more time. As if the deadly catch wasn't enough, how about a Z-Force 2? Oh, you were saying?
Yeah, this is not a matchup we often see. Bane and Alpha.
But I do believe this is the sweet spot between utility and assassin. And there is a room in our metagame that's currently developing for a fighter versus fighter jungle matchup.
Jungle matchup, so the door is open, basically, is what we've seen. And so far, it's Bane walking through that door. I don't know how well he can fit through it, but it's going to be a pretty big door for him.
In the hands of Chokes, it's looking like any door is no match.
She's doing it, you know, at this point. And that's something, because when you look at this, even the goal difference that they've gotten themselves at this point, helping them get that little bit of lead for a lineup that they have. Again, that's something you really have to point out, because with the Harith even, you know, Harith damage is going to be quite insane later on, especially once you build up. But if you can rely on the Bane to pump out the damage this early on, paired up with having just a lot of utility, even with an X-Borg on your side with Bay here, there's a lot TLG can do in the early game. And again, I think everybody, I'm not even sure just yet, we'll have to see the predictions later, but I'm almost going to bet that a lot of the weight of predictions were here on Gaimin Gladiators Homegirls because of that history that they've had, the chances. Oh, hold on.
Let's talk about it later, but first, Chi jumping in. Minoa and Fury, the answer back from Kinzaki and Vermouth. Oh. Can they get it? Chokes secures another turtle, and Quinn gets taken down by Kinzaki again off the back of a deadly catch. They don't call it deadly for nothing.
Yeah, they don't, and it's interesting to see the way that it's working with Juicin, because Jushin, sorry, Juice, you know, I'm still
it's
stuck
a new
with the
hero.
long
It's
card,
fine.
man. Yeah, you know,
we've been talking about it for like about 6 hours tops.
I can't remember what Eterna called it, but either Jushin or
we'll ask her later.
I think she said Zeus.
She'll mention it later for sure.
Yeah, but either way,
wow!
Look at that, turret down.
Title Legends, Gaimin coming.
Are you surprised?
We didn't know their game.
We didn't?
It's a very limited amount of information on them, and now Quinn's in trouble. Another try from Ash coming in. Chi Boy still holding down. Vermouth gets taken out by Hani. All right, GGHG on the board.
Okay, they're on the board. They lose an objective down bottom. They've lost 2 turtles. So for
Yin Why?
they're gonna lose.
Yin Why? Why? A 1v1.
They lose.
What was Falfo doing?
Maybe that's why LaFell wasn't talking so much. You know, Falfo gets 1v1 there against the Harith.
What's happening? Oh, here we go. Fight's continuing.
They don't
Queen's
stop.
in trouble. The knock up, the deadly catch. Spear of Alpha out.
Okay, Spear of Alpha out. They manage. This is at a point where GGHG has to recalibrate. Oh, again, Quinn could be in trouble here.
Why don't do this?
Here.
2v1. As far as GGHG is concerned, it's a 2v1. Now Kenzaki makes yourself known. You were saying.
They're going to push him off. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. GGHG has to go ahead and kind of recalibrate a little bit. This early game, very in favor of TLG. Oh,
huge fight up top. Kenzaki taken down. Chi gets the score. Yin Wai dancing. Summon Force. 3 come through. Bay pushing Ashi back. This is favorable for the X-Borg if the fight was long enough.
Yeah.
And they let go. All right. All turtles so far up until this point went to TLG. Now with woman down, Kenzaki just about to catch up. Can Choquez steal?
I think you're going to see her be very patient, but Asher's going to go ahead and spot this out.
No.
Forces are back, so no. Turtles secured here. Finally, they get an objective for GGHG. They're happy with that. Go ahead and get these resources as well. This is where you start to see this lineup that they have, which is also very CC heavy and vision heavy, with that Novaria start to shine here. So TLG, they conked the early game.
Yep.
Now you just got to be like, all right, do they have enough in the tank to keep toe-to-toe in the middle game? Now with this lineup, as you see, they're going ahead trading objectives around the map. They're working around with that. Falfo gets the DHS locked in now too.
What Yin Wai is doing is what they should actually be doing. Forcing all of these objectives, these fights, and these takes while GGHG aren't quite ready yet. Again, the early game, the first 6 minutes, what it did was put them up 3,000 gold.
Yeah.
Right? Now slowly GGHG is catching up. I think there will be a point of no return if TLG can get there. If they can all but secure this Lord coming in a minute, that should be it. But because here's my theory. GGHG, if you're just talking about clear macro, they might be better. If they're able to hold out.
Right. Which is most likely, again, an experience thing.
Yeah.
Like, they have so much more, I would say, because TLG was what? They were originally formed, I think, beginning of the year, 2024. You know, they came in.
Tops.
Yeah, tops at that point. So, you know, in terms of the macro level, hold on. There's I'm
Here
offended.
we go. Kenzaki pulling Hani back, forcing out the flicker and the astral form. And now Ashi gets caught out. Could it be the jump in, the last insanity, the punching base strikes? And she's able to get out of there. The Spear of Alpha knocking him out. Plus, Key coming through. Choquez taken down. Kenzaki as well. 2-for-1 trade. They spent a little too long underneath that tier 1 in mid now. The fight up top. Foul caught out. Can Yin Wai end the job? No, she gets away.
She gets away. Man, that would have been way better if TLG managed to get the kill. We're going to look at the replay here brought to us by STC.
Yep.
Look at the CC that I was talking about, especially with this Minotaur setup from Chi. So they fight under the turret. They jump in, a Spear of Alpha to connect, and they're just... The title legends they were the ones in the air.
That's right.
They were getting the tide at that point.
A trampoline.
Yeah.
And now because of that, GGHG have a clear go at the Lord. Clean take by Quinn. And now the ladies have to pace themselves. Kenzaki gets the I'm offended. That's the knock up on the Chi. Chi gets hit by the Crimson Beacon, gets moved out by the snare. And that's a pick off, but too little too late. The objective goes over to GGHG. And they've closed the gap by about 1,000 ahead now.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Again, the lineup they have is going to shine at this point. And we saw it just from that last replay, too. So we'll see how does Title Legends take what they've done. Again, even on the macro level, Yunhoi's been doing great work, focusing on these turrets, getting them down, but they also have to worry about the Lord now going up on the top side. So I'm wondering how they're going to go ahead and rotate there, keep that under control. And you can already see, too, Falfo is farming on that top side, waiting for the rotation to come out. But TLG will stick together. That's part of the main thing that they have to do. And, you know, one thing is, again, Yunhoi hasn't died, has a Starlium Scythe, Feather of Heaven, working on the Holy Crystal, and that's all right on time, man. Under the 11 mark, if she's able to go ahead and finish that, she is going to be even more of a threat if TLG goes for that fight. Golden Staff, Wings also picked up here, too, so big power spikes for both teams. Look at that. That's, that I don't know, what do you call that? The
soul snare.
The soul snare.
Yeah.
grabbing their soul, pull them towards you if you want. That could play a part in some of these skirmishes and team fights.
Yeah, that's the difference between GGHG and TLG's CC. Like, it's utility for Tidal Legends. Like, they make up for it in damage and utility. But if you're just talking about CC, just clear out crowd control, knock up stuns, nothing comes close to what GGHG has done here.
Yeah, I think they're, like, I guess their layering is... Oh, wait.
Forcing out an SOA.
It's out. Defensively, that's okay, though. You know, there's the Holy Crystal. So right at the 11-minute mark, it is picked up. That is just the proof of work that we've seen from UAI so far. Oh, jump in!
Ash coming in, a surprise penalty zone, no one home. Now we know if you're the Anspy key, and they're all knocked up. Vermouth down. Kinzaki gonna be following up soon. And here's a clapback. Yunwai dancing.
No!
This Harith Bay punching Quinn down into the ground. 3 for 2 so far, and TLG stand tall.
Okay, as I was saying.
You blink and you miss it.
You blink, you miss it, and there is Yunhoi with that Holy Crystal damage. And that was a great team fight there overall. So now I know Zaman Force, that's what it sounds like.
She's dancing. Look at this. Look at it again.
Look at the replay here from STC. This was an initiation from GGHG. And a great placement. I mean, look at this. Again, the placement of the Zaman Force was right on where it needed to be.
And the angle of the catch, too.
Oh.
She's all in the right to be screaming with that set, because it was honestly beautiful from GGHG, right?
Yeah.
But how TLG responded.
Good response.
That was a creme de la creme.
Yeah, that is the creme de la creme. Yeah. I don't know what else is better than that, but there's a conceal. I don't know. They might force a fight again.
Coming through from an odd angle, Kinzaki with the I'm Offended, forcing out of Known Fury from Chi. And the deadly catch coming through, the Soul Snare.
All right, again.
Great placement by the Z-Force. Good for a pickoff. Nothing sure quite yet. Good time to go for the Lord.
Good time. They got Chi down. Lord's half health here. Keep an eye on Ash. She might force an initiation with the penalty zone, so they're gonna have to go ahead and take their time with this, but they get the reset, and that might be what they're looking for. It still hasn't fully reset just yet, but they go back to this point. They hold it together, and here we go. Vermouth also picking up an item here, has the glowing wand available. Ash still waiting patiently. It seems like Tidal Legends Gaming is like, yeah, we don't know if we want to commit to this just yet.
Yeah, there is a Purify Yunwai. Walks into that bush where Ash is hanging out. The full reset coming through. The forced flicker from Ash. So that's a huge resource that now GGHG have to count out for. Interestingly enough, the dance continues. And look at Foul Foul. Look at Foul Foul.
Yeah. Farming her mind out at this point, you know? And when it gets to it, this is where we see these Claudes. In a way, I don't know who I would pick more in the late game, Claude or Harith. I would probably go with Claude, especially with the lineup that they have, especially because the value of a blazing duet is so good here.
That's where it differs. Now, wait, the fight continues. Forced out, the deadly catch. Ash goes up against Chokes. Again, deadly catch comes off cooldown like 8-9 seconds.
Yeah,
that's no problem. Should be fine. But yeah, Foul, I guess is making herself scarce. Like she's showing herself, pushing down bottom, coming back. This is giving TLG a minor headache.
I think this is what you were talking about. You know, the macro decisions from GGHG. This is what we see from them. So at some point, TLG, like think how much time they've spent here around the Lord. It's, you know, it's almost been an eternity in my book. It's been a minute and a half and, you know, plus 15 seconds at this point. So
basically forever in this
That's a lot of math, you know? It is. And with that... Wait. Oh, hold on.
They catch Bay, forcing out a last insanity. And there's Chi with her Minoan Fury. The answer back, deadly catch. What I say, quickly off of cooldown. And now all 5 members of GGHG, the ladies are all in. Here comes the cavalry from TLG coming in from the east, forcing out a blazing duet. There's a pull down, goes Foul. And that's a woman down, 4v5, GGHG. Can they contest?
They're going to be able to. They're going to hold them back, though. Even down a member, GGHG is going to go for it.
1/5, 1/10, the Lord still standing. The deadly catch let go by Chokes. Where is this Lord going? Punching base scores it. Down goes Chi. Roast beef, anyone? This is a turning point. Ash going down here, taking her time. Bay right now is Kabir. That one's for the Amazon Arena. That means huge. Check out the replay.
Look at this with the last insanity. Punching Bay here. She gets it with the last insanity.
Flamin' Bay.
Flamin' Bay. And gets them a huge objective. Imagine, you know, they got to feel pretty good about that. I would be hyped too, because this just swings this in their favor now. And to top it all off, the creme de la creme, if it's still that.
Creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme. The Divine Glaive picked up by Yunhui.
Yunhui has slipped up not but once.
Yeah.
This whole game, she put TLG on her back, and everyone's just doing their job.
Put them on the wave.
They're right in the wave.
They're right in the wave.
They were able to penetrate up top, almost taken down bottom. Mid lane still standing, and you're looking at a 7K gold lead, Joseph. 7K!
7K. This is quite massive here. Hanny does pick up the Divine Glaive herself, so she's got, you know, some good damage that will come from these echoes. They lose those 2 base turrets, though. They hold on to the mid one in the base. They keep that, at least.
All right, let's talk about how GGHG could still come back. I reckon if they can get another trampoline, bouncy house situation back in, then yes, because it can't just be off of Fao. We've seen that. You reckon it was Claude, right?
Yeah.
Yunhui's making you double take.
It's Kenzaki, though. She's the one that caught Fao.
Even with the Purify, so there's 1 layer of protection for Fao.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, Hani has to come in through. Quinn has to get... It just means it's a CC overload.
It is.
Right?
I like the way you put it, though. Bring them to the funhouse. You know, take them to the funhouse with the CC train that they have for GGHG.
But there's got to be more than just the fun. There's got to be damage.
No, there's not. I think that's... Oh, hold on. Conceal going to be used.
All
Forces them out. Zaman Force dropped too.
Early Z-Force. In comes Kenzaki, forcing out a blazing duet. Here comes Chi. Using him in on Fury and the flicker. The animation cancel. Here comes Vermouth. Ash the answer with the penalty zone. Kenzaki down. Chi as well. Traded that 1-for-1. Look at Ash in the back line. Vermouth looking for the snare. Oh, there's the delivery right into Chokes. 2-for-1 the trade.
Oh, that feels tough. You know, already Terizla is not the hero that has a lot of mobility. But then you get dragged back, and now Quinn in trouble. Okay.
Yunhui. At this point, Yunhui can go to 1v2, 1v3.
Yeah.
No problem. 4-0 and 6. Vermouth walking away. That Crimson Beak, the fact that it gives you a shield allows for her to kind of tank a little bit of the funhouse.
Yeah, I think so. And they're going to lose this last turret in the base now for GGHG. This is...
Where do they pull the discipline, the mechanics, and the killer instinct from? TLG's on a whole nother level.
They are, and that's why I'm saying I think a lot of people coming into this for day one.
I didn't know their game. I'm going to apologize ahead of time.
I'm sure maybe a Turner and LaFell as well, but look at this.
Here
Chi in trouble.
Go. Chi catching a good chunk of the Z-Force, of the flame missiles, and here's the last standing right into the corner. Choke S securing that Lord, and there's a blazing duet into a freeze to win a crown by Fao, but it's not going to lead to much. Quinn's still going to go down. Vermouth gets a soul snare on the Ash, and it's just a matter of time. TLG taking down the Terizla. That's 2 members left. GGHG got to defend.
They got to defend, and might I add that this is the best I've seen Jushin played at this point. I know, you know, we have a very small pool of data for that, but it is on point right now from Vermouth. So with this, look at this. They're actually just going to keep putting pressure. You don't want to go to the fountain?
Oh, Vermouth!
Okay.
Takes a little too long. Try to get the snow snare, but could this be it? Fao gets knocked up. Gets her immortality popped. Here comes the Zaman Force. Down she goes. Hani left to defend. And Chi. And there's the Minoan Fury. Can they end this? The base standing tall. Now it's down. TLG washing through.
Hey, TLG, you can see the claps coming out too because they have to feel good about that. Again, I'm sure back, even looking at the audience prediction when we see it later, it's going to be heavy for GGHG, man.
A wash. It washed it all out. All doubts. This TLG came to play.
TLG came to play. The title is here. The title waves. And
it's rising.
It has risen.
The tide is rising.
The tide is rising. Yeah, that's got to feel pretty good because, man, talk about a performance for game one.
You got to wonder, too, where does this put GGHG, especially with all the eyes and the pressure on them?
Exactly.
All the expectations.
Exactly. Because they were asking, you know, we already saw what Malaysia did at MSC.
They're on top right now.
They're on top right now, and look at this. It's, again, performance that even for me, myself, I was just kind of taken aback from because of you know, hearing where they came from, hearing their journey up to this point. And I don't know. I think even looking at the player cams here, you know, they're probably a little bit even surprised how it went. But let's throw it over to the panelists to break it through.
Thank you so much, Leo. Thank you so much, Naisu. But I think we've got another group of death on our hands. Wow. I guess coming into MWI, a lot of people have been saying that Group A is the group of death. But looking at the performance by TLG, wow.
We gotta talk about Vermoff, right? Using this juice in, it makes it so that, yo, homegirls, I hope you have frontliners. Not anymore. She's the one picking people off. Like, it's amazing. Like, they're showing why Jushin should be bad. And let me just say, in terms of the macro understanding of this game, TLG did very well. They have a very good understanding of making every single fight a 4v5, because before they do anything, they're gonna pick off one person, and that person is Chi-Boy, making sure that this Minotaur is a non-factor. And then after that, everyone else from homegirls makes it much more easier. Like, look at this. Every single highlight we see, Chi-Boy is the first to be taken out.
Yeah, every time she tries to go in for something, every time she tries to build momentum for her team or tries to go in for cover, for support, she gets immediately annihilated. And to make it all worse, Kinzaki, she did amazing as well on this Ruby, right? There were so many times that we even mentioned it, right? Fao, one of the main pillars, one of the main backbones of GGHG, gone. Every time she went in with the Blazing Duet, I'm offended, and then that was it.
Honestly, the itemization for Vermoff here for the Juicin is making sure that she does not die, because she has the Clock of Destiny, which has been changed, making sure that when you're below 50% HP or mana, it increases again. So she can stay in the team fight for a very long time. And Jushin actually eats a lot of mana, even though her passive makes it so that she can have more mana like in a prolonged team fight. But again, that Clock of Destiny really helped her out to make sure that she can keep pulling away the front line away from GGHG.
Because we saw Zusin played earlier on in MWI, but not to this degree. And we finally see the potential that this hero has in the mid lane, just creating an entirely new landscape for the mid trio. And, you know, mid prio. What do you think about Zuxin? Do you think that she is the #1 hero to go for now in the mid lane? Okay, here's the thing. Juicin is very strong mid to late. Like, in terms of clearing the wave, she doesn't have priority. Like, if homegirls went for something like a Grok Lilia, they could have cleared way faster, and then they could actually put pressure on this Juicin. But Minotaur as well as Novaria, you don't have mid prio at all, right? The Novaria, you just poke around, use your first skill, second skill just to clear the wave, but you're not interacting with the mid lane. So Juicin had a very good early game for this one, because no one is really pressuring her. No one is making it so that she is in a bad position. So let's see who's going to be crowned MVP by PlayStation from that first game of this best of 2 series. And it's going to be Bay TLG, man. Again, it was incredible, right? Xborg came in at the late stage of the drafting phase. And you're right, the Lord Secure coming through as well. There's an argument to be made for a lot of the players on that team. Oh, yeah. You like triangles? Yeah, I do. I love triangles, actually. But again, looking at how they've been playing here, we got to talk about the interaction between Xborg as well as Minotaur, because Xborg is very good at making sure that the Minotaur dies fast so that the Minotaur doesn't have an opportunity to use the Minion Free or the Motivational Roar. So having this Minotaur is honestly maybe because of the first pick, picking this Xborg, maybe because of the first pick Minotaur, right? Maybe the mistake coming in from GG Homegirls is that they showed the Minotaur way too early. So let's talk to the coach. Let's talk to TLG right now, because they're the highlight. It's time for them to rise, and it's time for them to shine as well. So let's head over to the interview.
Hey, Redmar here, and we're currently with the coach of TLG, Katvin, and we have Betty here to help us translate. So, Coach Katvin, how did your team prepare for their first major tournament in a foreign country?
教练您好，请问在准备第一次国内的 Major 大师赛的时候，我们团队做了哪些准备？
我们是更多是在学习其他赛区的一些优秀的打法，然后结合我们本土的一些MOBA的经验，然后再去做一些准备。
The coach side, they gain a lot of experience with the player in their own country, and they also learn a lot of methods from other countries, and they get together the experience both China and other countries, so they have a good experience.
Oh, that's really great. There's a lot to learn. So I think it would be great to know now, for you, Coach, what is the strength of TLG?
对于我们现在的战队来说，我们战队的强处是什么呢？
更多是我们整个团队很想赢，然后尤其是我们经验路选手以及我们的辅助选手，个人手法、个人操作是比较好的。
The most important thing is everyone in the teams, they wanna win, and the team have the excellent roamer and EXP players, so they are very excellent players in the teams.
All right, so watch out for the roamer and EXP leader of TLG. All right, very quickly, what is your message for the fans of TLG?
最后有想对粉丝们说的话了吗？
谢谢大家能关注中国 MLBB 也是中国女子 MLBB， 然后也很感谢大家支持 TLG， 我们会不负大家的希望啊，然后继续打好我们自己，打出风采。
The coach side, thank you everyone. Pay attention to the MLBB, especially to the women MLBB, this MWI, and they will keep hard work in the future, and they will have good goals to all the fans. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, TLG. Time to shine.
谢谢。
Thank you so much, Reptar. Thank you so much as well to Coach Catvin. What's this?
The mindset.
The mindset.
Redmar was asking, what makes your team so strong? They want to win. It's all about the mindset, baby.
The mindset. And talking about mindset, let's take a look at the player reaction. That's a lot of passion. That's a lot of, wow, look at that.
I feel like I understand what they say.
Okay. I'm gonna go for it. She's even choking on the victory.
That's how passionate they were. Grab her some water. She needs water.
Wow, that's just great to see.
It is great to see.
Because I think coming into this matchup, we're going to take a look at the audience prediction as well, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are hoping that GGHG would win this and then TLG do that.
Maybe I do have a curse. Maybe when I'm a Decimals, it's fine.
I don't think you can say anything. But what about you guys? What were your votes? What do you think is, what's your prediction for the next one? You know, let us know at stc.gg. For the next game, do you think that TLG can go 2-0 against, I would say, I mean, tournament favorites is Vitality, but I think GGHG they're up there, you know?
If it was me, I would go to stcplay.gg and actually vote for TLG so that it could be a 1-1, so that maybe we have more tiebreakers, right?
Okay.
The more games, the better. Don't you love more games? Like, aren't you hype?
Yeah, let's put Abstract and Husky to the test, man. Let's give them all the tiebreakers.
Give them all the tiebreakers.
Give them all the tiebreakers.
I love the energy.
Yes.
That's the energy that we want.
Okay.
All tiebreakers.
Mindset.
No clean sweep. Mindset.
Mindset.
It's all about the mindset.
And it's the mindset for GGHG as well to come back because, again, momentum is such a big factor, especially in a best of two.
Bandit Juicin? Juicin is pretty strong.
Okay, we need to have like a discussion about how to pronounce Zusin.
No, it's pronounced as Juicin.
Juicin. So it's not Zusin.
I can speak Mandarin.
Okay.
大家好.
我不知道.
Yes, there you go. So honestly, like Juicin has been proven to be very strong. If you want to let go of that, you need an assassin jungler because how is Juicin going to protect herself? Using the Crimson Beacon, sure, you can.
Takes time.
You can glide away, but I think that's why the Hayabusa and the Ling is banned out because imagine if Hayabusa was there, imagine if Ling was there, what's the Juicin gonna do? So like, you know, that's her skill.
You're not wrong.
I am not.
Okay, so coming into the second game, drafting phase. What's your thing? What's
my
your
thing?
suggestion?
What my thing is, you know. I was TLG, ban out assassins, you know, Hayabusa Ling out of here.
Okay.
And then win. It's not that difficult.
Oh, what about Zusin?
No. Honestly, I feel like homegirls, Honey can use Juicin very well as well. So I kind of feel like, as long as you know that the threat of assassins or a Roger isn't there, because the Roger can probably do well against the Juicin as well, then you should be fine. But here's another thing.
Okay.
If you pick up the Juicin, and then you pick up a Tigreal, oh, that's going to be difficult for you to deal with.
Yeah.
Even like for any teams, you want to go in to kill the Juicin, and then you're caught by the implosion. And then that's it. You know, you can have your blanket because you're going to sleep.
So it's not a bouncing castle scenario. It's
like
a maelstrom scenario.
Female strum scenario.
I'm not saving you this time.
I don't
Clean it
need
up
saving.
yourself.
I don't need saving. I think what I said, moi perfecto.
Clean it up.
Nope. We're keeping it female strum. You're the host. Control the conversation.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't want to clean it up anymore.
No.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. Let's
I'm an
listen.
experience. Okay.
Okay.
Like I'm here.
You are an experience.
I'm an experience.
Okay.
Like we saw Ashley is a secret. I'm an experience. Here's the thing.
And I'm a victim. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the drafts for game number 2 in this best of 2 series. The final game in this match. Homegirls, next up, they're going to be facing off against the defending champions, the reigning queens of MLBB, Vitality. So,
I mean, it's not that hard. Just break the crystal and then you're fine, right?
yeah.
That just like maybe 1 or 2 turrets here and there, maybe get a few
Yeah,
kills,
of
and then
course,
just
of course.
winning isn't that hard if you have the right mindset.
The mindset.
Speaking of which, GG Gaimin Gladiators homegirls, either they ban out the Juicin or first pick it, because again, if you're not going to be having access to assassins, because we saw Alpha, even with the Spear of Alpha, you're able to go to the back lines, you're still not able to catch the Juicin, because honestly, Vermouth is very exceptional when it comes to her positioning. She makes sure that she doesn't get caught.
Okay. But what do TLG do here?
What did TLG do here?
Angela being banned out. No Chip, no Roger, no Luoyi ban. I guess Luoyi was already banned by GGHG earlier on. Ling still a possibility, and the Hayabusa. So there are a lot of heroes to consider here, Lafel.
Especially if TLG, they really should respect the chip. Chiboy, I haven't seen her use the chip because again, it's always been banned out, but I have to assume that she's quite good at using the chip. So TLG, because they banned Angela here, yeah, I feel like one of those assassins is gonna be opened up. So it's really about homegirls here. Do they still want to ban out the Juicin? Because if they pick up a Hayabusa, it's fine. If they pick up a Ling, maybe it's a bit difficult.
Oh, they don't do it.
Yeah.
They don't risk it.
I mean, if you lose your 2 here, it's gonna be hard to get out of groups. Like, Gaimin Gladiator homegirls, they need to win this one. If they at least have 1 point, then they have a chance.
They do. And again, like we mentioned, right? In this group, in the 3 teams that are in Group D, it's them plus Vitality. So it's
No big
it's
deal.
no easy feat. It's absolutely no easy feat. But TLG now on the hot seat. Angela already banned out. What do they want to go for again?
Chip should be considered here. And then either let both Hayabusa as well as Ling go if Chokis can actually use their assassins. But it looks like they're banning out the Hayabusa. So again, I'm holding out that they banned the chip and then letting go of the Ling. Perhaps that's their understanding of the meta. If Queen does not have the Angela, they can handle the Ling. Just get Valentina Tigreal or Valentina Terizla, and you should be good.
Tigreal has been an amazing hero so far to try and contest against these assassins, so it's definitely an option for them to pick up. Hayabusa gonna be the choice here. Ling still left open for grabs. What about the Roger? Right, last time they opted to go for a Roger ban in the first phase as well. Homegirls were the ones to ban it out. Chip gonna be the choice. So now, exactly, right? So TLG are put in a precarious position where they have to choose. Pick your poison.
Chokis is pretty good with the Roger. So I feel like they're okay. Like, banning out the Ling and giving the Roger to Gaimin Gladiator homegirls is going to be a bit of a risk. If they let both of them open, let Queen have the Ling, and then Chokis having the Roger, it might put TLG in a favorable spot.
We'll see. Here it is, the final moment in for TLG. Or do they just not go for both bans? Right? Terizla is still an option for them to eliminate.
Okay,
if they
Roger or
want to.
Harif?
So Ling gets taken out of the board for TLG, and now there it is. Ling, Harith, Terizla.
Honestly, Roger or Harif, because you saw what Yinhuai was able to do with the Harif. Looks like the Claw was not enough. I would say Roger is probably the best here, but yeah, Roger picked up. TLG should be able to pick up the Harif here. Maybe Harif Valen or Harif Terizla.
Is this Roger a flex?
Yes, it is a flex.
So Fafao can still utilize
Fafao
this.
can use it, Queen can use it.
Okay. So that's another layer that GGHG has over TLG right now.
So honestly, for TLG, because again, going up against a possible Roger in the jungle, just having the Valentina is good because G-Boy, her playstyle as well, is a setup kind of initiator. Having the Valentina, you have access to that amazing ult as well. Doesn't matter if she has the Minotaur, the Tigreal. So again, amazing pick. Terizla as well as Harif is going to be the choice here. And again, Yinhuai has shown her Harif is a monster. The Z-Force is going to be crushing anyone in her face.
You know, even not considering the pilots, this is so much side lane prio.
Oh yeah.
Like Terizla as well as the Harris. What do GGHG do? Do they look for mid lane prio and try to balance that out that way?
That's actually a good idea. Honestly, getting mid prio should be very good. Seeing that the Terizla is here, they could opt for a Yuzong or an X-Borg as well, and then ban out heroes that is good against the X-Borg. Because you gotta make sure that you're able to take down this Terizla, because we saw what TLG did. They shut down the front line, and then that's it. That's GG. Perhaps Homegirls, they can do the same thing. And now Ruby as well as Valentina picked up. I don't see Fafao use a lot of Ruby gold lane, but that is an option to go up against this Harif.
Does it work?
Oh yeah, it works, but it works until the Holy Crystal is picked up. Honestly, like, if your Ruby is that good, yeah, the Harif will have some problems going up against the Ruby.
And I mean, technically it's balanced, right? Because of the Roger, let's say if it's being placed into the jungle, then that's something that can carry over into the later stage of the game. So that's definitely a strategy that we need to look out for from GGHG. Meanwhile, TLG, to close this out in the first phase of the drafts, Nolan is their choice. Nolan is their answer.
Honestly, looking at this, there's a lot of prio. Nolan can clear the jungle very, very fast.
Exactly.
Like, TLG looks like they understand this game in the sense of you want to have tempo. You want to make sure that your laning phase is very good so that you transition well into the turtle phase. So I feel like their understanding is challenging the coaches coming in from GGHG. We have a lot of prio here. How are you going to deal with us? Either you have to match our speed or find a way to counter us. And honestly, a good counter that I don't think GGHD can pick up anymore is the what's the guy that really likes when someone dashes? Phoveus.
Phoveus.
Yeah. Phoveus mid could deal with this, but now that they pick up the Valentina, they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, there's no flex. Unless Valentina play. No, that's too crazy.
It has happened before.
Shout out to Chidera.
Yeah, it has happened before, so it could work. But yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yuzong banned out.
What I'm really scared about right now, if we're talking about tempo, if we're talking about speed, and if we're talking about mid-trio, prio, TLG, one of the comfort heroes for Vermouth is Lilia.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're scared of that. I'm scared of height, so we have different fears here.
I'm scared of you, actually, if we're being honest.
This is exposure therapy. So I have I hope you're having a good time here.
Yeah,
Zaz
thank you. Zaz
gets banned out. And honestly, like, it's okay to let go of the Lilia because honestly, Valentina players like going up against the Lilia because Valentina is able to push Lilia around and then get her ult so that the Valentina can be much more aggressive and then eventually just use the black shoes and reposition. So honestly, like, just because the Lilia is there, as long as you have the Valentina, doesn't mean the Lilia has prio. So it's a pretty cool matchup. So maybe Homegirls, they let go of the Lilia because they already got the answer. They already got the Valentina.
All right.
If TLG wants prio and wants to win this matchup, they pick up a Farsa.
Oh.
Yeah, the Farsa is good against the Valentina.
Minotaur's banned.
Good.
Do you think we will potentially be seeing a Farsa game? I'm kind of on the fence with the Farsa. I understand her value. I understand that she has really good wave clear, she has really good burst damage in the early stage of the game, and she's also very mobile, but she's so vulnerable, is she not?
You need to fix your mindset.
Oh man.
If you have that kind of mindset, then the enemy could have 5 Laylas and be like, oh, can I use a Farsa
didn't
here?
help GGHG in the first game.
Maybe they had a bad mindset in the first game, right? You don't know, right? You don't know. Honestly, the Farsa going up against the combination that GGHG has, remember how Vermont used the Juicin? She was out of harm's way, so I feel like she could do the same thing with the Farsa, but if you want to be safe, you could also go for an Aurora.
Wow.
What?
Aurora.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aurora has good prio as well, mid.
Okay, we'll see. The next pick coming in from TLG now. They could even stray away from the mid laners right now, right?
I mean, if they want, they can pick up the Roamer first.
Exactly.
Pick up a Grok.
Is an option for sure. We saw Lolita being picked up earlier on.
Mm-hmm. What? Sure. Lolita, I don't know. I don't care. Pick it up.
What?
There you go, Aurora.
Nice.
I'm an analyst, Eterna. I do this for a living, okay?
Amazing.
Look,
It's good to be reminded.
I'm weird, but I know my stuff, okay? I play the game.
Okay, next 2 picks for GGHG then.
It really depends. I feel like, honestly, Roger has a good matchup going up against the Harif. So I kind of prefer just let the Roger be in the gold lane for this one. And then have a very fast clearing jungle as well. The Boxia is fine, but I don't know. The Boxia is very tricky here. Arla picked up. So this Ruby is going... Actually, no. Even the Arla can go roam, so it's still flexible. Ooh, Arla Valentina. That's very aggressive. That could get mid prio for sure.
And that's exactly what they need, right? I mean, they're losing both of the side lanes.
Alpha.
But they're going for the alpha.
Yeah. Again, the matchup for Roger going up against the Harif is very good. The burst damage coming in from the Roger makes it so that the Harif is not a full threat. But again, it's a... How do I say this? It's a skill matchup, right? It's not a hero matchup, it's more of a skill matchup. What did they pick up for Gromar?
Exactly.
Tigreal is good here.
Tigreal.
The only bad thing is that the Tigreal can give the implosion to the Valentina. But other than that, it's okay. If you don't want the Tigreal...
Do you really want to give over a CC hero over to Valentina at this point?
I'm thinking Grok has an amazing ult. Tigreal has an amazing ult. If they can use the Cho, Cho is good too. But again, Cho is an intense hero.
Let's see.
Atlas!
That's
Wow!
Wow, okay. Debut Atlas, ladies and gentlemen, for TLG. That is their decision. That is their answer. That is their solution. But we were
CC
talking
overload.
about... Exactly.
CC
We're talking about that against the Valentina, and they double down. They double down, and they utilize Atlas.
I'm down.
You're down.
I'm down.
I'm down. Audience, are you down? Amazon Arena, are you down?
Can we just pass it to the casters?
Are they ready? Nice,
It doesn't
Leo,
matter.
are you guys down?
Hey, yes, we're down, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hey, you know what? I love the draft once again. It's been a while. Atlas. We're not an MSC. It's MWI, Leo.
But hey, you know what they say? Underneath the tides is Atlas.
So fitting. It's lore. It's lore.
It's lore accurate.
It's lore accurate. Well, let's jump into the game here. It's game number 2 for TLG versus GGHG. It's China and Malaysia, the two teams here battling it out. It's Group D in this first matchup. Once again, TLG surprised us in game 1 already.
Okay, game 1, we had a taste of what TLG and GGHG were bringing table as per their identity, right?
Yeah.
Now, TLG's identity is challenged. The Jushin was taken away. For some reason, Chokes decided to go for an early... Oh, wait, what? No, she's good.
Okay, I
She's
thought,
fine.
yeah.
Chokes goes for an early Nolan.
Yep.
And they bring in an Atlas. So they gotta be onto something, right? They must know something. There's gotta be a plan.
It's called, just use the which is surprising because I just saw the concussive blast too. But I was gonna say, you know, use that fatal links with this lineup that they have in the frigid. Yes, it's the frigid breath glacier.
Yeah,
frigid glacier.
It's a crazy level of CC layering that again she's gonna make the most out of Fafao and Hani's Purify. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yes, and I think part of it too, if you want to go ahead and fix what happened, also a major part from game 1 was control Yinyue on this Harith again, man. I think she was a key component for that #1 victory that they got in the previous game and how she played on a macro level.
But something tells me this is enough. Again, GGHG, one of their main strengths from game 1 was an ungodly amount of CC. Here they kind of eased up on it.
They let go of a little bit.
Yeah.
They took some damage.
But it is more reliable now since a lot of their CC doesn't have to rely on big ticket ults that are for the big 5v5 fights.
But if they can get a good ticket final slash,
that's a different story.
That's a different story.
Yeah, the first turtle spawned up already, and it looks like TLG is going to secure. They're pushing back the rest of GGHG. And this all happened all the while we were just talking about win conditions.
This so fast. Like, this is what I was impressed with from game 1, and now already in this early portion of game 2, I'll still say I'm impressed with the macro decisions and the no hesitation from TLG. Because honestly, when we look at the previous matches today, I know you casted some of them, there was a lot of hesitation that we saw in those matchups. But this one, at least even for TLG, there hasn't been much. Interesting, Hani is going to take the Fatal Link now, available for this.
As she should.
As she should. They're playing with the 2 Purifies. Yinhui has her own Purify. So this could be a great way to, you take the Fatal Links, you have that for Hani, and then you have a Spirit Destruction, Final Slash, and an I'm Offended. Like, there's a lot actually available for GGHG.
She has multiple ways to come in, right?
Yeah.
You have the Terrify, you have the Dash In, you can Purify on your way out with the Fatal Links, and it's all up to them now. Here we see the perfect match from Kinzaki, which is something we forget. I think maybe second to none, Atlas has the easiest way out of most things. Now here's a big team fight. Oh, the Fatal Links! Plus Yeguan, and then the answer, the Fatal Links and the Fatal Links! And they do draw first blood onto the Atlas. The Spear of Alpha coming through. Yinhui down, 3 for 1, the trade. All for Quinn. GGHG starting up strong.
Okay, taking a look at the STC replay. Look at this. Like you said, Fatal Links upon the Fatal Links. I'll drag you here, I'll drag you back. And even with the Z-Force, it wasn't enough. I mean, they just get handled here.
Not yet.
Not yet. The timing, the spikes are not here just yet because we talked about this in the previous game with the Harith. You need that time to build up here. And, you know, with that, it was an even spread for those kills for GGHG across the board between Chi, Hani, and Fafu.
You know what they look like?
Who?
Combat ropes.
I was going to say, yeah, at that point it does. I mean, that's why I was pointing it out when Hani grabbed that Fatal Links herself.
And she did so very early.
She did it, yeah. Early Thunderbelt, by the way, picked up by Ash here. This is something we see more often than not now.
Here we go.
Stuns.
Quick collapse, she's in trouble, and gets caught out by Kinzaki. Yinhui secures the kill. The dash and the dash from Ash. Can she get one through the river? Ash has to walk out. Normal, the old-fashioned way, down she goes, and the fight continues. Collapses underneath. Quinn gets one. Can Yinhui walk away? All right, a trade cleanup. 1 for 1, which still puts GGHG on. Whoa! Chokes! Chokes, can she get Quinn? She gets a double kill! I thought they were done and they're still going!
Oh, she's going to be able to... Okay, she gets away, but man, just when you think that it was over, Choka says, no, it's not. And also, with all that, you know, at least for them, they made something better out of that situation. And on top of it, Chokez, like we saw what she did in the previous game, now she's able to replicate it here. At this point, a turret goes down as well. Taking a look at the replay once again, a great fight here. Yep. Initiated and started off, but man, TLG comes out swinging for this. And you're going to see a reinitiation from Hani as well, utilizing the penalty zone, fights them in the bush. A ton of damage is there with the Spear of Alpha, but then Chokas finds this moment to bring it back, you know, to equalize the favor.
Oh no, here we go one more time, a stolen. The legs were moved down, Kinzaki too. This is looking bad for TLG. Base sent back. Is there enough of a body of Smith on there? No! Ash gets one, 3 for none. Clean wipeout.
Oh, clean wipeout. They're still gonna fight though, Hani.
Yinhui finds Hani. That's a kill. Ash up left Fafa pushing off camera. Ash.
Oh!
No, 2K for Yin Wei. And now they're still going. Chokes walks away. Non-stop.
Non-stop, and I know, like,
Women are non-stop.
they like to duke it out. They're still going to be going, chasing down.
Choke. No, that's Yin Wei.
She's
Yin
out.
Wei! Okay, Z-Force out, gets an extra shield. Wanted to fight, wanted to use a spell vamp, but that's a 3v1. I don't think that's a smart goal.
Yeah, and, you know, I know we don't have the exact numbers right now just yet, but these are a lot of back and forths, you know, going on, and I really want to see where things are falling in place, especially when it comes to the items here.
Okay, if you're talking about back and forth and you're looking at a lineup like GGHG, that's very mid-game centric. Wait, that's a Fatal Link's already committed. Can Kinzaki walk away? She commits the flicker. She's finding one extra damage.
As you were saying, back and forth.
GGHG, they always will come out on top. They will come out on top of economy. They will come out up on trades. It's because they're a very mid-game centric lineup, and now they're still going. Vermouth used to force a flicker. There's a fridge of ice, and they do take down Hani. 2v2 up top. Chi and Fao, and I think Fao says it's out. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, get out of there. That's fine. Great usage. I mean, for TLG, they're finding their little moments in these exchanges. I mean, even when a team fight happens and it's highly in favor of GGHG, it's usually Choke is able to find at least something in the exchange, or even Yin Yao. So with that, you have to go ahead and start to kind of think about, all right, these objectives, this next turtle is coming up here. Both teams are relatively equal. There we go. They are. You know, it's 21,000 pretty much across the board. There's 1+ turret here for GGHD, but this turtle now is up. And they're going to go ahead and just kind of get centered around here, but it looks like Quinn's just going to go ahead and take this.
Yeah.
She's fine. Conceal going to be used, though. They might force a fight.
Kinzaki looking for targets, finds one. It's just Chi. They blast her. She's taken out, and there's the answer. And that's 2 on the way out. Kinzaki down, Base still standing. She did get her penalty zone in already. She's gonna get popped here. Look at the back line. Look at Yin Wei dancing through the walls. Choke looking for the burst, looking for the cleanup. No one home, not gonna force it. That's a 2-for-1 with a trade win for a GGHG. They're looking for the re-engage. Turtle scored, by the way, by the Malaysian squad on the way out. And all this while, Fafa was pushing. This is the Fafa we were looking for.
Yeah, this was. And, you know, she's having a much better game this time around, especially on this Roger pick. She's been playing really well, too, with the Purifies, because every time we see an initiation started from TLG, it's, again, usually with a concealed, they try to get that Fatal Links combination off, but Hani has done a great job at kind of stopping it from getting too out of hand. We're going to take a look once again at the STC replay here. This is the exchange we're talking about.
Yep.
And look at that. Hani brings to a bit further with her own Fatal Links. And really at this point, this is the thing about the Nolan. You really can't just shove yourself into this fight, right? No. You really have to be careful here. Chokez is able to get out, but you can see, you know, the tensions are there, of course.
And I think it's right to put onus on Bay.
Yeah.
She has to be the initial Purify what is it? Trigger? Oh, wait, they do find one. Ash hit with the Fatal Links. Where do they go next? Already spent out the penalty zone. They're inside. Kinzaki gets popped here. Another one goes. That's Bay. Chokes looking for the engage in the back line. Down goes Ash. Yin Wei drops the Z-Force. Underneath tier 1. All right, still, again, the same result.
Same result.
2-for-1. And you know what they say about insanity?
What do they say?
It's expecting a new result with the same steps.
Something like that. I was going back to
the idea.
Yeah, I know.
Doing the same thing again, except there you go.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah. So
doing the same thing, expecting the same results.
And that's the same thing, right? Like again, look, and then throughout that whole thing, the whole debacle.
Yeah.
Not a single Purify was used.
Not a single. And that's the point you were getting at here, Leo. You know, you're saying that Bay has to be the one. She has to be the one.
The initial
to get those out.
Trigger. Yes.
Yes. And this could be the time for her to do that. She has a flicker and a penalty zone available. Chokez is going to get spotted out of that, you know, little bush that she was waiting in to get this Vision, but they're going to go ahead and start up the Lord here. So it's already half health. She also waiting there, getting the information they need. They might, I don't know. I don't think they just get this freely.
Concede it, looks like.
Do they? Yeah. It looks like they're just going to give it up here. So very interesting decision from TLG. Maybe it's more so like we need more time. You know, but how much time do they need to buy to build up these items? What are they waiting for, you know?
Okay.
The 11-minute mark previous game, Harith had the Holy Crystal, starting him scythe, Feather of Heaven.
Not a simple and a clean go at the gold for Yin Wei here in Game 2 compared to Game 1, right?
Definitely.
But I understand in the defense of TLG as what they did there, are you going to try to contest and, you know, try to stop the inevitable, or are you going to go farm elsewhere, right? Like what they did was farm elsewhere, trying to find something. Chi gets hit by the Fatal Links. Zaman Force dropped in. That's
Good
Chi
pick.
down. 4v5 now as they go for the defense. That's a great start.
All right, so as we were talking about that too, Holy Crystal's locked in. It's 10 seconds later from the previous game. So
Still on schedule.
Yeah, still pretty much on schedule. They're going to have to deal with the Lord, of course, keeping the mid lane down too, trying to hold on to that tier 1. But the eyes are set on this. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and grab this. That's the play here with that Lord take. Also going to lose some of the resources, but right now, Hani. Okay, I didn't think they were going to start an initiation there, so it looks like still Lord's going to be worked on. And for now, TLG will go ahead and hold on to their base turrets. And as we're looking at it too, you know, a minor lead here. We're talking about 3,000-ish gold for GGHG.
Minor, but, you know, significant enough.
Yeah, it still plays a big part because I think that, you know, the nail on the head here is the fact that TLG has to get these purifies down. And so far, every time we've seen a skirmish or a team fight, man, the final slash has actually done wonders for this lineup for GGHG.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're already using the Fatal Links.
Yep.
Oh, they're going to chase Ashe down.
And
but
it's worked out so well because TLG have been trying to get these kills, and they almost only find Chi or Ashe.
yeah.
Right?
And at that point, then they get just retaliated.
And and especially at that point, it's not worth it. Oh, here's an I'm offended. Kenzaki found. Got the Fatal Links on 2. The Purify spent up already on Fao Fao. Zaman Force dancing.
Good damage?
In way. Quinn is about to go, and they get bursted down. Fao Fao was here. Fao Fao. What? Helping Quinn score a double. That's 3 for none. GGHG.
Great team fight. And somehow, I mean, I expected Quinn to go down, but she survived, and she has the immortality.
These fighter junglers, man.
These fighter junglers. And I guess that's the difference when we were talking about this in game 1 was like that door, right? That room for the fighter versus fighters, if you will.
Yep.
A good taste of damage plus utility. And, you know, so far, Nolan is not able to match up exactly the way we saw with Bane in the previous one. Because looking at this replay, you know, this was actually a pretty good team fight. Great Frigid Glacier laid down as well. But Fao Fao just re-engages at the right time to clean things up. And Quinn, because of the way Alpha works, and you get that sustainability, it's tough to take Quinn down. So great team fights there. And this is most likely just going to lead into a Lord take now, once again, for GGHG.
Should be relatively easy. Again, same situation as that first Lord. Like, if you're not going to contest, let it go.
Just
right?
let it go.
And now, Kenzaki with the conceal, finds 2, comes in, gets blasted, final slash. That's Chi.
Oh.
And now the Frigid. Oh, there's no one home. The Z4s are dancing, they're dancing. Down goes
Here's
Hani.
Fao Fao.
They're still going. Look at Fao Fao from the east. And they're still going. Bay gets taken out. Kenzaki 2 for 1 the trade. And Cho'Cass, where's she going? What's she thinking? Fake the recall, reveals herself. Now Ashe with the dash. Fao Fao coming in. This is not good. Cho'Cass shut down. This is all going down for TLG.
Oh, that was tough to see. Again, it just looked like, you know, TLG, you were saying it. Maybe just let it go. You don't have to force this fight, but instead, Kenzaki was like, no, we are going to fight.
Frozen fans.
Yes. Just, they don't like it. They don't want to let things go. They want to fight. How do you let a tide fall down?
Best grossing film of 2013.
That's true.
Here we go, an SCC replay one more time. This is the tail end of the disaster. That was the Hani for Kenzaki and Bay trade. Usually when you take out a gold laner, or rather a mid laner,
Yeah.
it's a good deal, right? That's a huge amount of damage and utility. You take a Hani, but if for the price of Kenzaki and Bay, that's a high price here.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a big take.
That's quite expensive.
It's quite expensive, and right now, they're gonna have to defend against this push. I mean, Lord's still making its way in the bottom side. You're gonna try to hold this on, but I think you have to watch it. Emily Zone used defensively, at least to clear the wave, at least to deal with it.
No purifies spent, but it should be fine. Again, given maybe 15, 20 seconds, they should be back in shape. Kenzaki still has her Fatal Links, though, so just say goodbye to this turret.
Yeah, Hani has it as well. This is what we've seen time and time again.
Woo.
This is that insanity. So turrets are going to go down to mid and bottom. Lord's still up. It's quite healthy. TLG's got to deal with it.
That's a half-health Lord coming through. Bay hits him with the penalty zone, and there's a Fatal Links. Looking great. Quinn down. Inside the base, Chi and Hani fall as well. Oh, Yi-Hwan just dancing. And they almost get a wipe out. Just TLG! And that's it. What? Why? All the way, taking everyone down from GGHG. And I'm not so sure if this is enough to call it GG.
I guess they're not insane. As we look at the SCC replay, they've done this time and time again. Penalty zone used, a Fatal Links used, and they win this fight. Talk about a setup from Vermouth too. Man, the Frigid Glacier, multiple targets.
This is a comeback base defense moment, unlike those we've seen from the heyday of the old Smart Omega Execration days. Like, that's how they used to play. Inside the base, underneath their own objectives, they would pull off a wipeout like that. Again, a lot of the map belonged to GGHG, so this is still recovery mode for TLG, but I could have sworn that was going to end right then and there.
I would say that too. And again, when you look at it, it's like, all right, you know, they didn't get anything off of that aside from getting some big gold now in their pockets, which is a big part that at least makes them, it makes them competitive for the next objective. Because without that, yes, they didn't go and march down the mid lane, you know, and run it down mid or anything like that, but they've got plenty of items. This is a power spike for them as well. You can see exactly where Yinhao is. I mean, she is on line here, even though with the Divine Glaive locked in now. And, you know, for the rest, that could be all it takes, man. A good placement of the Frigid Glacier, even following up to the Fatal Links or the penalty zone. Yeah,
despite Bay dying like 6 times, she's still able to build a full kit at 17 minutes.
That's something about the Rizzler. It's something about Tarizla where you can literally be 0 and 5.
Yeah, she's not the punching base. The Hammer Bay, final slash, pushing out 2. That's the perfect match. It was Bay and Kanzaki in that bush. Now Quinn back to the job. Vermouth forced to flicker back. So she's gonna have to recover for a bit, make sure she's topped up and ready. Ash dancing here with Chokes, and they continue.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna actually go for it. Fatal Link's only gonna find 1.
And there we go. Falfo looking for targets. A big knock of the Lord. Yunhui with the dance. Z-Force. Where's the targets? Down goes Bay. Down goes Ash. 1 for 1. The trade so far, and the Lord gets reset. Chokes keeping this bush. Chi spots her, and there's a jump. Falfo gets a double kill. Kanzaki down. Chokes versus the world, 3v1, not gonna happen. And it's just Yinhui and Vermouth inside the base, not going TLG's way.
Again, they'll have enough time to wait for this defense, but that's objective secured, that's team fight secured. As we look at the STC replay again, Falfo comes in. You're not getting away, Kanzaki, so she cleans that up, gets Chokes too, and this has been a problem, this Roger from Falfo. 12-2-9. Absolutely massive here. And she's having a hell of a game, and now they're going to hold on the best they can. Chi, though.
Yeah. Pops her immortality. The Frigid Glacier caught no one home. That's the freeze by Quinn. The Z4 still alive for Yinhui. She is rocking all of the shields and the immortality. She's fine.
Let me ask you this. How can you freeze me with Frigid Glacier if I have a Winter's Crown?
That's right. You can't freeze me. I'll freeze myself.
I'll freeze myself. I'll one-up you.
Yeah. But TLG aren't out of the woods just yet.
They're not.
There is a massive Lord in mid, and if I'm not mistaken, this should be an evolved Lord, so it's the worst kind.
And their wave clear isn't the best, right? They can force a fight under the Zaman Force, especially. It looks like they're going to do just that. So GGHG, are they going to force the fight themselves here? Trying to clear out some of these waves, feel this out, but they're going to go in.
Oh no, Yinhui from the back gets hit by a lot of CC. Gets your immortality popped, and she gets frozen underneath the final slash. And she's dashing. Lord still up. Lord at 10th of its health. And look at the back line. Kanzaki hits 1 in the base. Got overloaded with damage. We're at a 1-1 between GGHG and TLG.
Group D. Man, it's looking to be very spicy here too. Just like what we saw from Group A. I don't know where we're going to end up. Maybe some more tiebreakers as we get through the next matches for this group. But hey, it's 1-1. Good readjustment as well from GGHG after what happened when what TLG did in a surprising matter for Game 1.
It was inevitable that GGHG would take Game 2 given how in control they were for a majority of this 20-minute bout.
Yeah.
So if the macro was sound and they were making a majority of the right decisions leading up to those final moments, game was theirs to take.
Game was theirs. I mean, even with Fao Fao, this is where, you know,